Okay, so we are going to talk about types of graphs, and most of them you're familiar with. So we have a bar graph, and a bar graph will look like this. It'll be like that. And it's in categories, right? So if I wanted to know, if I surveyed students and I wanted to know what their favorite animal was, that would be that. Sometimes bar graphs will also look sideways, but usually we're looking at them like that. Another one that you'll see quite often is grades. Teachers put their grades up on graphs. So I would have number of students, and these are A's, B's, C's, D's, and F's. And typically that would look like that. That is a traditional bell curve, but it's all categories. That's all that is, category A, category B. Now, if you had a double bar graph, we'll leave that up there, but we had 7th grade, and well, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. If we did it that way, that would be a triple bar, but you get the idea. You could have a double bar or triple bar depending on how many groups you're surveying. So if I did that, I have a key over there in the color, as you saw. So 6th graders going like this. 7th graders, because we're smart. Well, you know what? Not that smart, because I drew the bar right on top of it, and I shouldn't have. So let's fix it. So the 6th graders, and I'm just going to draw them as a line so you can see them a little easier. There's the 6th grade. Here's the 7th grade. We're really smart. Nobody. And then the 8th grade. The 8th grade just think they're good. They just think they're good. And it would look like that. So you could see the different categories in each grade level. Okay. The next one after that would be a line graph. All right. And a line graph always refers to change over time. So time is here, and let's say I am on a diet, so this is going to be pounds lost. If I begin my diet, I haven't lost any weight, but if I mark it out in weeks, 1 pound, 2 pounds, didn't lose any, and it would go like that, change over time. Or my weight would change over time. This would be the pounds lost. It would look a little different if I used weight, but it's changed over time. Another one you see with this quite often would be plant growth. They like to use that example on the FSA quite often. So plant growth over time. All right, now the next one would be a circle graph. Now a circle graph also can be called a pie chart. And what it is, it's a circle. It's always done with percentages. Parts to, and by that, let's say I was looking at all my students. All right, all my students. And I found out, let's say, this part had A's, more of them had B's, a whole bunch had C's. This crew here, no, hang on a second. That crew had the D's, and this crew had the Fs. So you could see how much of my class was doing what in comparison to each other. Right? But you always have a finite amount. And with this one, you could also make predictions. Like if all my students are like this, we could predict what all the 7th grade is. All right. And the last one that we talk about is a histogram. Now, a histogram, if I can write it without scribbling, is a type of bar graph. It's related to a bar graph. So if I took my grades again this time, and I said these were A's, these were B's, C's, D's, and F. And this is the amount. And I went ahead and did, I had this many A's, this many C's, and this many F's. I'm changing color, so that's what you're seeing. Okay, so that would be a bar graph. This is a bar graph. Now I'm going to take this bar graph and turn it into a histogram so you can understand what would make a difference. Right? A histogram shows ranges. So with this example of grades, instead of saying A, I would have 90 through 100. Instead of B, I would have 80 through 89. So you can see where I'm going with this, right? 70 through 79, 60 through 69, and 0 through 59. All right, so that would be the first thing that would change, is the ranges. The next thing that would change would be these bars, and I'm putting these dots up here in the middle for a reason, because what would happen is that this blue would go all the way across like that. The green would meet it. So these guys actually touch. And this actually needs to go a little bit further out, like that, for this blue one to touch both sides of it. The green one to touch both sides. And then these blue ones would extend all the way out because the bars are always the same width. So you can see how they're related.